You want local news that impacts you?
We've got you covered.
We're on your side.
On your side, this is News 12 First at 5.
The video of a Georgia man slapping a reporter on the behind made headlines. Now, 9 months later, he's learning the cost of his actions.
But first this afternoon, 3 days until high school football kicks off in Georgia, and in the last hour, Richmond County Schools releasing what football will look like in the stadium for fans. Earlier this afternoon, the South Carolina High School League came out with the same thing. Sports Director Mike Iacochonis breaks down what these games will look like.
Yeah, Richard, spectator guidelines are being sent out left and right today. We just got word of Richmond counties in the last hour and also know what South Carolina is doing. Beginning with Richmond County, they'll operate at 15% capacity. All tickets for their games must be pre-sold, so no tickets at the gate. There also won't be concessions sold or tailgating. That's a big one for those Richmond County schools. Social distance guidelines will be enforced, though family units will be allowed to sit together. For SCHSL member schools, individual counties and districts will be able to set their own capacity so long as the 6-foot rule can be enforced. Masks will be required, of course, and bear in mind that bands and cheerleaders will also count toward the capacity for those schools, though standing room can also be used to increase capacity. On the field, no pregame or postgame handshakes, and it is encouraged everyone leave the site as soon as possible. We all knew changes were coming, and it's unfortunate that not everyone will be able to cheer for their favorite teams. So for those of you attending, make sure you cheer loud enough for the folks at home to hear you.
Thanks, Mike. Checking our statewide.
Have a look outside now, Wheeler Road, and check in with Chief Meteorologist Riley Hill. Riley, not many storms out there to give us any relief today.
I know it, Richard. I know a bunch of people are wishing that we did have more storms out there because it is very hot, very humid, seeing a lot of sunshine, and that's going to be the trend over the next couple of days as well. Traffic moving smoothly over I-20 here, looking at the Savannah River courtesy of EarthCam. A nice afternoon to be out on the river, just extremely hot. We're up to 96 for an actual temp, but the heat index back up to 105, and some spots have been as high as 108 out there this afternoon. For this evening, not expecting too much in the way of storms. We have some storms well south of Augusta, but nothing major. I anticipate most of us to stay fairly dry, and skies are expected to be mostly clear as we head after sunset tonight. But a quick look at radar, there are some showers out there, so that 10% chance of rain verifying for some communities, just not a lot of them. Wrightsville and Johnson County, you've had a little downpour sit over you the last 30 minutes. In the showers, we're in Emmanuel County, now moving into Bullitt County. We'll take a look at those storm chances going up for the weekend in just a little bit.
Riley, thank you. A search has ended in Columbia County for a man wanted in a series of crimes that forced 3 schools to go on lockdown. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office picked up this man, Jonah Schaffner. He was wanted on charges of entering autos and motor vehicle theft. Just after 9 this morning, deputies launched a large search in the Crown Heights and Sylvan Lake areas. Grovetown High School, Columbia Middle, Baker Place Elementary, they were all on lockdown while the search went on. On the Georgia coast, Glenn County commissioners are suing to block a referendum on abolishing the police department in the county where Ahmaud Arbery was killed. The referendum is aimed at breaking up the county police agency and hand law enforcement authority over to the Glenn County Sheriff. State lawmakers approved that binding referendum in the spring after the February shooting death of Arbery. One of the accused, Gregory McMichael, is a former law enforcement officer there.
A Georgia man pleads guilty for slapping a TV reporter on the backside during a live report. This is video of the incident showing Thomas Calloway slapping Alex Bazorgian while she was covering a race in Savannah last December. Calloway pleading guilty to sexual battery. He was sentenced to 1 year probation and 200 hours of community service. He was also fined $1,000.
Also today, bringing more food and jobs to South Carolina. Today, U.S. Secretary of Agriculture and former Georgia Governor Sonny Perdue made his way to the Lowcountry for the announcement of a high-tech farming campus coming to Hampton County. It'll be 1,000 acres, worth about $314 million, and he calls this a tremendous opportunity.
This technology like this and in other places that really drives and leads this type of project and providing for affordable, nutritious, healthy, safe food, not only for Americans, but for people all over the world.
What we're doing here is the way to do it. If we can do this kind of thing with brain power, with our soil, with our climate, with the innovation, with this technology, then there's no end to what we can do in this beautiful place.
The project will bring about 1,500 jobs to Hampton County. Workers there will grow, package, and ship fresh produce, all from one spot. Listen up, South Carolina drivers. Beginning October 1st, you're going to have to get a vision screening to renew any driver's license or get a beginner's permit. The agency now requiring drivers to either have that vision exam results submitted electronically or take a vision exam right there in person at the DMV. The new rule applies to the renewal of any type of driver's license in South Carolina.
With many schools back in session or about to be, a growing number of students are learning from home in some capacity. According to Education Week, 39 of the 50 largest school districts in the country have chosen remote learning as their only back-to-school model. That's more than 6.1 million children.
Disastrous. That's how the top school administrator in Miami-Dade County, Florida, is describing the start of the new school year online. The district there has suffered 3 days of internet outages because of a computer hack and a software glitch that blocked access to the district's servers. That knocked out a number of online features and made teaching nearly impossible for educators and learning for students. Miami-Dade is the fourth largest school district in the country with some 340,000 students. The FBI and Secret Service have been called in to investigate.
To those perpetrators out there that are trying to disrupt teaching and learning in the fourth largest school district in America, you have failed and you will be caught.
Despite the attack, district leaders say no personal information has been compromised.
New research confirms steroids significantly reduce the risk of death in critical coronavirus patients. Scientists with the World Health Organization studied data from 1,700 severe COVID-19 patients. They found patients treated with steroids were 34% less likely to die. The results prompted the WHO to issue new treatment guidelines calling for steroids to become the standard of care for severe and critical COVID-19 patients.
An update now on ventilators across the country. The nation's stockpile is at maximum capacity now, but that is not the case here in the two-state. Georgia just at 35% capacity, South Carolina at 31%, and the Trump administration announcing it's canceling some remaining ventilator orders. HHS is canceling orders for nearly 40,000 ventilators set for delivery to the national stockpile by the end of the year.
Walmart is expanding its breastfeeding pods, and here's a look at what they're going to look like. The company announcing they will install them in more than 100 stores this year. These pods offer freestanding spaces for women to breastfeed or pump, and they are free to use and access through an app. Walmart says it's the first retailer to install them in a store.
Staffers at AU Health taking some time to celebrate one of their patients. They posted this photo on their Facebook page today. This is Pamela and her family. They are celebrating her 60th birthday after she recovered from COVID.
The hospital says her loved one surprised her with a socially distanced parade and celebration of her life and the recovery she's made there. How nice is that? And again, I just love her sash there. She's looking 60 and fabulous for sure. Happy birthday, Pamela.
Yeah, happy birthday to her. A lot of smiles underneath those masks, but glad she's outside the hospital now to celebrate.
Still ahead, a car riddled with bullet holes after someone opened fire on a couple while they were on the interstate. They walk us through what they're calling a road rage incident.
It's looking like our mostly dry and hot stretch is going to continue through Friday, but we are going to switch up our pattern for the weekend. Take a look at that forecast coming up.
A couple on their way to Stone Mountain shot at by a person in another car. The husband shot in the face. He survived, but he's still getting treatment.
The couple says they think it was a case of road rage. Tom Jones talked to them about what happened.
Honey, I said, you're shot. You're fine. You got to calm down. You know, we've got to stop the car.
Hannah Doby had to quickly get over a gunman shooting her husband in the face as they drove on the 675 ramp to 285 Monday afternoon around 2. She had to help him stop the car.
Here I am, trying to jump over on top of him to stop the vehicle so we don't wreck.
This all began as the couple headed to Stone Mountain for some hiking. That's when Shane Doby told Hannah a driver was tailgating them.
And I saw the guy in my side mirror.
Hannah says the driver then pulled up next to their car and let his passenger window down.
And I told my husband, I said, he's got a gun. And by that time, I hit the floorboard and he pulled the trigger and shot.
Shot her husband in the face as he drove. You can see the hole where the bullet landed. Shane is recovering and will need a lot of reconstructive surgery. And he's concerned being in the hospital could affect his health even more.
For him to be in here now, that's another worry that we have is him catching the COVID.
Hannah says the gunman was driving a black Chevrolet 2500 truck.
He had a cold look on his face, like
he had done it before.
She says she has no idea what set the shooter off.
I want to understand why. Like, what causes you? Why do you want to go out and hurt people?
Such a frightening thing, but of course police are investigating, trying to find out exactly what happened and who's responsible, but really a scary thing to happen to anyone out on the road.
For sure. So many questions left unanswered. I'm so curious to what led up to that.
Got out of control in a hurry, just from tailgating to shots fired. Really scary.
To weather now as we take a look over downtown Augusta. Riley, what can we expect as we're heading home?
Not looking too bad for most people heading home today. We are expecting generally dry conditions for the rest of this evening. Just be prepared to run that AC on full blast. It is hot out there. Our 10% chance of rain is verifying down south. In Emmanuel and Johnson counties, we've had a few showers roll on through. Even in Byrd County, we had a quick little downpour pop up. These are struggling to hold together all too well, though. Really not expecting too much in the way of rainfall through this evening. We're still feeling like 105 in Evans and Augusta, 100 up in Edgefield, and up at the lake with just a lot of water around, very humid. They're feeling like 108 this afternoon. Now, we are expecting to be generally clear out there as we head towards sunset tonight, so it should be fantastic viewing for the moonrise. This is the full corn moon. I know the moon's looked full the past few nights, but technically this is the official night of the full corn moon. Moonrise is going to be at 8:31 p.m. So if you can get out there and get a good, clear vantage point of the eastern horizon between around 8:30 and 9 o'clock, that should be fantastic viewing, and hopefully you'll get that moon illusion where it just looks a lot bigger than it actually is. Mostly clear after midnight. Low temperatures expect to be a little bit cooler than where they were this morning. Most of us should be down to the mid to low 70s by early Thursday. Thursday, not expect to be all too different than what it was today. Mid to upper 90s for high temperatures. Rain chances will be very low, but we'll likely see some showers just kind of pop up somewhere, but they're not going to be all too widespread and shouldn't cause any issues either. If you're going to be walking your pets this afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, or Friday afternoon, pay attention to the temperature of the surface they're going to be walking on. We're expecting highs to be in the mid to upper 90s the next few days, and we are there as well today. So if you're stepping out to walk the dog, just put your hand on the back of your hand on that concrete or asphalt. If you can let it stay there for 10 seconds, then you should be okay to walk your pet. But if not, you need to find a different surface to walk on. Thursday and Friday, we're expecting very similar rain chances to what we had out there today. So we weren't completely rain-free. We just don't have a lot of rain. So that's going to be the case Thursday and Friday. By the weekend, a front's going to be heading our way, dropping south of us. That's going to help drop off our temperatures and increase those rain chances just a tad. Not expecting widespread rain for the weekend, so I definitely keep your outdoor plans. Through the rest of tonight, just expecting those clear skies. It's going to be a muggy start early Thursday. Most of the day is looking sunny, so not anticipating much in the way of showers or storms Thursday. So you may need to cut those sprinklers on to make sure everything gets watered. Saturday and Sunday, you can see those temperatures drop off and storm chances going up.
Blood centers across the country need donations now more than ever. Up next, see how a local donation can go a very long way.
When the power goes out, keep everything up.
Georgia United Victory paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Breaking news to pass along. A pedestrian has been hit by a car and killed in Saluda County. The coroner telling us 83-year-old Kimmy Powell died on the way to the hospital. They say the collision happened just before 7 o'clock this morning. It was on Highway 178 near North Wise Street. Investigators say Powell was crossing the highway when she was hit. Troopers tell us it is still an ongoing investigation. Also breaking news out of Richmond County, where deputies say this man is wanted for questioning in connection to the murder investigation of the code enforcement officer Charles Case. Deputies say he's known to frequent the Martin Luther King Boulevard area. They want to speak with him. Smitty Melton has already been arrested and charged with the murder that happened back on the 20th of August. Blood centers across the country have been seeing a shortage in blood donations since the pandemic hit.
Here at home, the Shepherd Community Blood Center says they need the donations now more than ever. Tradisha Woodard reports.
For 13-year-old Kennedy Martin, there's lots of long nights in isolation.
Nights in this place are very hard and very sad.
She's facing a battle against cancer. Her mom says she receives blood donations, blood transfusions, and platelets. But it's not that easy to come by, especially in the midst of a pandemic.
One day she needed platelets, and and they didn't have it here in the hospital for her. It really dawned on me, wow, there could be a day that there's none to give.
The Shepherd Community Blood Center says they've noticed a sharp decrease in donations. They say donations normally start to pick back up in August with high school and college blood drives. But with many students learning from home, they may not get the boost they were expecting. And for parents like Margaret Martin, her daughter's life depends on it.
It was sad for her. She has had a lot of emotions. It's scary to think about her going through this when I want to take it away from her.
She says it only takes one donation to save a life.
We don't need to have to search around for what she needs. Even if Kennedy doesn't need it, there's somebody in this hospital or in this community that needs it.
She says she hopes family, friends, and everyone in the community continues to make donations. It's a battle that Kennedy and her teddy bear Pooh can't fight alone.
Everybody says, what can I do? Go give blood.
Tradisha Woodard on your side.
And we are all wishing Kennedy the best. Kennedy, if you're watching, we hope you're having a good afternoon. If you want to make a donation, all you need is a license or valid ID.
The Shepherd Community Blood Center has extended their hours at all 3 of its locations, and they are now also open on Saturday.
If you have any plans to head to the lake this weekend, there's going to be the chance for a few isolated storms, but not enough to cancel lake plans. We'll have another look at that full 7-day coming up.
Well, I was in a bad way.
Wrdw.com.
Checkers has a new Pick 2 for 3 deal. Mix and match any 2 from the Checker Burger, the Spicy Chicken Sandwich, the Crispy Fish Sandwich, or a Chili Dog for just $3. With this $3 deal, any pairing is a total win. The Pick 2 for 3 deal, only at Checkers. Get Checkers delivered.
I imagine there's a woman inside each of us. One without the doubts of self-expression. One with the confidence to seize the day. One who isn't afraid to fall in love. She is beautiful the way she is. And her jewelry from Windsor is just a reminder.
If it's time, 800-475-6702. That's 800-475-6702.
Probably going to have to run your sprinklers over the next couple of days. We're expecting generally just very hot and mostly dry conditions for your Thursday and Friday. By Saturday, there's a tinier storm chance compared to what we've been over the past few days, but not expecting a washout by any means. So you'll likely have to leave them on heading into the weekend as well. If you have any plans to head to the lake tomorrow, that's going to be a great place to be. Expecting plenty of sun. It's going to be very hot, so the water's going to feel good for you. Water temps near Plum Branch in McCormick County, around 85 right now, but depending on where you're at in the lake, temperatures do vary a little bit. Now, high temperatures at the lake expected to hit 96. Wind should be out of the west anywhere from 5 to 10 knots, so not too choppy out there. And we are sitting closer to full pool, just a little bit under it. Going to radar this afternoon. If you have any plans to step out this evening, we're not anticipating too much in the way of storms. We have some light shower activity through Johnson and Emmanuel County, but that is clearing out for the most part. Most of that heavier rain is now moving close to Statesboro in Bullitt County. So for this evening, not looking too bad. We're going to remain very hot over the next few days, but overall storm chances are going to be very low. I would definitely not anticipate to see rain over the next couple of days, and even Saturday, not expect to be all too widespread. We're going to bump up those rain chances a little bit going into early next week. For any Labor Day Monday plans, not looking like a washout, but keep in mind storms are possible.
That's going to do it for us for now. The news continues here on News 12. We're back in 3 minutes.
When we say we're on your side, what is